in the bottom of her stomach. 2. She had not enjoyed listening to Peggy ask Wanda how many dresses she had in her closet, but she had said nothing. She had stood by silently, and that was just as bad as what Peggy had done. Worse, she was a coward. At least Peggy hadn't considered they were being mean, but Maddie had thought they were doing wrong. She could put herself in Wanda's shoes.
What was the first period?
Study period.
The first period was a study period. Yes, next. What did Maddie try to do? What did Maddie try to do? Yes. She tried to concentrate on her studies. Even if you don't have the book, if you are listening carefully, you can pick the question. Yes, next. Did she succeed in it? She was not able to concentrate in her studies. Next one. How did she feel then? She was quite upset and disturbed. She felt sick. Clear? Coming to the next lines. Come here, beta. Goodness, wasn't there anything she could do? Find out the page number 74. Okay, the next paragraph. Okay.
Goodness, wasn't there anything she could do? If only she could tell Wanda she hadn't meant to hurt her feelings. She turned around and stole a glance at Peggy, but Peggy did not look up. She seemed to be studying hard. Well, whether Peggy felt badly or not, she, Maddie, had to do something. She had to find Wanda Petronsky. Maybe she had not yet moved away. Maybe Peggy would climb the heights with her and they would tell Wanda she had won the contest. That they thought she was smart and 100 dresses were beautiful.
Could Maddie do anything? According to this paragraph, could Maddie do anything? No, there was not anything that Maddie could do. How did Peggy behave when Wanda looked at her? Peggy did not look up when Wanda stole a glance at her. Yes, Mahek beta. What did she want to tell Wanda? What did she want to tell Wanda? What was in her mind that she wanted to tell Wanda? Yes, Gurasis.
She wanted to tell that Honda was smart and 100
She wanted to tell Wanda that she had not intended to hurt her feelings. कि उनका इरादा उसकी फीलिंग्स को हर्ट करने का नहीं था. She wanted to clarify her mind. See the line given, Wanda, she had not meant to hurt her feelings. She wanted to clear or justify her point. Next, does Maddie want that Peggy must join her in going to meet Wanda? Yes, Maddie is. She's not bothered whether Peggy joins her or not. It can't say yes. She wanted to her to accompany, but she was not worried about that. She did not worry about it. She thought that she would go if Peggy did not go along with her. She does not think that Peggy must join her. Next paragraph, please come. The two girls hurried on. It's page number. Yes. Second paragraph, page number 75. The two girls hurried on.
The two girls hurried out of the building, up the reed toward the Bogan's
Boston Heights, the part of the town that are such a forbidding air on this kind of November afternoon, drizzling damp and dismal.
Oh, you have taken wrong paragraph. The two girls hurried on. They hoped to get to the top of the hill before dark. Yes, beta. Tell the page number. 75 from. Yes. The two girls hurried on. They hoped to get to the top of the hill before dark. I think that's where the Petronsky live, said Maddie, pointing to a little white house. Wisps of old grass stuck up here and there along the pathway like thin kittens. The house and its spacious little yard looked shabby but clean. It reminded Maddie of Vanda's one dress, her faded blue cotton dress, shabby but clean. There was not a sign of life about the house. Peggy knocked firmly on the door, but there was no answer. She and Maddie went around to the backyard and knocked there. Still, there was no answer. It is at the ending part when they reached to the Boggins Heights, to her home. Why did the girls hurry on? Why they were in hurry?
They hope to get the top of the hill before.
Because they wanted to reach the top of the hill before dark. They wanted to reach before dark. Next, what did the girls hope? What did the girls hope? Yes, what have the wisps of grass been compared to? Yes, the wisps of grass have been compared to kittens. And which device is used here? Like thin kittens. Which device is used here? Simile. Yes, it is a simile. Next, Anji, Isha. What did Maddie say about Petronskis? What did Maddie say about Petronskis?
She said about it that
According to this paragraph, what is said about Petronskis by Maddie? Yes. Maddie said that Petronskis lived in a little white house on the hill. She told about their whereabouts, that they lived in a little white house on the hill. Read the next paragraph. Please come. But that night, listen, but that night she could not get to sleep. Find out the lines. She thought about Venda and her faded dress. Got the lines? Yes. But that night she could not get to sleep. She thought about Venda and her faded blue dress and the little house she had lived in. And she thought of glowing picture those 100 dresses made, all lined up in the classroom. At last, Maddie sat up in the bed, pressed her forehead tight in her hands, and really thought. This was the hardest thinking she had ever done. After a long, long time, she reached an important conclusion. She was never going to stand by and say nothing again. Yes, what does she stand for in this passage? What does she stand for? In this passage, she stands for Maddie. And what did she think about? She thought about Vanda's blue dress and her house. She also thought about Vanda's 100 dresses. Next, how did Maddie conduct herself before she reached a conclusion? How did Maddie conduct herself before she reached a conclusion? What did she do before she reached to a conclusion? क्या किया उसने उससे पहले?
Maddie had to think very hard to reach to a conclusion. She sat up in the bed and pressed her forehead tight in her hands.
Conduct refers to the behavior. So you have to tell about her behavior here. Maddie pressed her forehead tight in her hands and she was thinking hard. Yes, next. Was Maddie happy that night? Was she happy? Why? Why? Why she was unhappy? Anji, Kabir?
Because she thought she wanted to stop Penny when she was teaching Honda, and she thought that if she could have stopped Peggy from treating Wanda like that Wanda might have stayed in the box nights.
She felt unhappy because she was not having the courage to stop Peggy from doing this teasing with Venda. That's why she was feeling unhappy on that night. So now, yes, Kavya, how was the town decorated on the Christmas Eve? How was the town decorated on the Christmas Eve? Yes, find out the description given in your book. Find out the lines. You're given the description about the Christmas Eve, how the town was decorated.
With small tree and the Christmas carols.
Hmm.
And there was snow on the ground.
There was snow on the. You did not find the lines in your book? The detailed description about the Christmas Eve is given to you. When they were going back from the school, it was the Christmas time and they saw decorated things everywhere around. There was snow on the ground, Christmas bells, and a small tree decorated their classroom also. And after that, when they crossed that area, they saw in the market also everything was decorated with the Christmas material. Here, yes, next. What did Mr. Petronsky's letter say? Yes, Mr. What was the name of her father? Jan Petronsky. He wrote a letter to the teacher and he wrote that his daughter would no longer come to school. They had shifted to a big city, and in that big city, children did not tease his daughter for his strange name or for his lengthy name, for her lengthy name. Yes, next. Is Miss Manson angry with the class, or she was only unhappy and upset? She expresses her thoughts to the students in a very polite and kind way, and she advises them not to hurt others' feelings. Yes, next. How does Maddie feel after listening to the note from Venda's father? How does Maddie feel after listening to the note from Venda's father? Yes. How does she feel? Very? Guilty. She felt troubled, upset on listening the note from Venda's father. She could not concentrate on her studies. We discussed this while reading the lines also. She felt that it was very bad to hurt the feelings of others and she is regretful of her behavior. So now next, and the last one from this line, Krish. What does Maddie want to do? What does Maddie want to do? She wants to go and meet Venda. She wants to tell her that she never meant to hurt her feelings and she wanted to express her feelings of regret, wanted to feel sorry. Next, what excuses does Peggy think up for her behavior and why?
Maybe said she always made fun of Brenda, but she never made her cry. She was confident that Sona would not be angry for her.
What excuses does she make? She also feels regret for making fun of Venda and she thinks of different excuses for her behavior. What were those excuses? She thinks that she had never called her a foreigner. This is one excuse she gave. Then she had thought that Venda was dumb. She thought Venda was dumb. She did not hear what Maddie said. So these were the different excuses which she made to feel sorry and for her behavior. Next, what are Maddie's thoughts as she and Peggy go to Boggins Heights? Yes, Maddie and Peggy go to Boggins Heights to feel sorry before Venda. On their way, Maddie thinks that she would request Venda to come back. She would assure Venda that all would be nice to her. Next, why does Venda's house remind Maddie of Venda's blue dress? Why does Venda's house remind Maddie of Venda's blue dress? Yes, Sumit? What type of house was? Yes. Venda's house was small and shabby, but it was clean. And how it correlate with her dress? Yes. Question is incomplete. Yes, Vanda's blue dress was also faded but clean. It looked shabby like her house. So these things reminded Maddie of Vanda's blue dress. Yes, next. What does Maddie think hard about and what important decision does she come to?
Maybe when it takes an important decision that he used that she used the letter to the Honda for saying sorry and also feel bad of the behavior that Maddie and Maggie and also their friends.
And what important decision does she come to?
That that if next time Peggy wanted to tease someone, she would speak up.
She would speak up, she would not support anyone, she would not criticize anyone, and she would never make anyone unhappy. Yes, next. What did the girls write to Venda? What did the girls write to Venda? They wrote a letter to Venda, both of them. What did they write? What did they write? What type of letter was it? It was a friendly letter to Venda, and they wrote that Venda had won the contest. They wrote about her beautiful drawings. They also asked her if she liked her new class and her new teacher. Yes, next. Did they get a reply? Did they get a reply of their letter? No. Yes, Meg. Who was more anxious for the reply? Peggy or Maddie? How do you come to know? How do you come to know that she was more anxious? Yes. How do you come to know that she was more anxious? Yes, Isha?
Now because Maggie always got dreams of nightmares of Brenda secrets. In which she got the singing where
Yes, Maddie could not forget her. She many times had the dreams of Venda, and the same scene came in front of her eyes, whereas Peggy had started forgetting her. This shows that Maddie was more anxious for the reply. No one out of these two got the letter back. They did not get the reply. The reply to their letter came as a letter to the teacher. Clear? Yes. Next question. Describe describe Maddie's feelings after listening to the letter of Venda's father. Yes.